Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Wine, guys. I am your host, Marley.
I'm Kamaya.
I'm Tam. That just felt real like.
And now that you do it, it's just
no. It just felt like, hey girl,
Right, like it's just cheesy
like,
and
it felt like Zoom. I'm Tam.
I'm Marley.
I know girls on Zoom.
Oh, I always wanted to be on that show.
I auditioned.
I lived
Did
in
you?
Miami.
Yeah.
I feel like you would be a Zoom child. You would.
I don't even know
What that means.
Like, you were so energetic and shit. I was just
I
like,
was like, I don't want to do backflips.
I'm Tam.
yeah, no, I didn't want to do that. But welcome back, guys. How was y'all week?
My week was amazing.
Oh.
Like, it was, all right. My 9 to 5 made me want to, you know, working a 9 to 5 just to keep these people alive, because someone could have died. No, sir. Besides work being very hectic, I'm gonna tell y'all, I had a very relaxing weekend. I ain't got no complaints. I'm gonna get my hair done tomorrow. Auntie's gonna see what these layers look like. I have a birthday celebration on Monday. I got family time on Saturday and Sunday.
It's still Virgo season.
A bitch is feeling like, you know, she's well rounded.
Just so we're clear.
I mean, I wasn't announcing that, but we were. Very well.
Okay.
Very
Amazing
well.
week.
Yes.
And
You just drifted me off over here. Same. Honestly, my weekend was really nice. I spent it with like family and my homegirls in town. We chopped it up for a little bit. And my birthday's coming or whatever.
Okay.
You know, I'm 31 and popping. Work is work.
Work.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, chilling, feeling good. Gratitude. I was gonna say I'm feeling real gratuitous, but I don't know if that's.
It might be a
she
word.
always
I
making
like
up
it.
words and
I like
turning out
it.
to be words and.
I like it. She's filled with gratitude.
I'm filled with gratitude. My heart
you
is
go.
full. You want me?
And what about you, red wine? Keeping your skin
I'm
so fine.
You know, let me shine. My week was really good. Work was work, but I was over there just floating in the sun or whatever, you know, enjoying myself. Okay, it was my anniversary or whatever.
Yes, feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
Yeah. But aside from that, we're back.
Right, that part. I'm like, what are we come here for tonight? Anyway?
What are we doing?
So tonight, guys,
My ponytail in again.
Okay, scratch my forehead and stretch it.
we're gonna be talking about the victim mindset.
Oh, so you want to
No.
talk about mothers?
No.
Maybe.
Oh.
Maybe it's your mama's fault. I don't know. But I do want us to talk about some of the dynamics of the victim mindset.
Maybe it's your mama's fault.
Maybe it's your mama's fault. I don't know. I ain't your mama or your sibling. I don't know. I don't know yet.
And his siblings. The whole family.
All of them.
Well, all right.
So we're going to be diving into the victim mindset.
Okay.
Let me sit
Exploring.
up straight in my chair for this.
Right, like let me just turn.
Reposition myself
Okay.
because I don't know what you're about to get me.
No,
into.
I just need to scoot over this way so I can lean and be like,
Nah, bitch.
right. You know what I'm saying? Like what?
So we did have a conversation about, you know, toxicity. That's why I said it might be your mama's fault. We did talk about the toxic black woman. And you know, when we think about mindsets and personality traits, we often have to think about it being associated with your childhood. So
And that's why I kept saying no. I just, because the more she spoke, I was like, oh, okay, I can get it. Nope.
And you know what I had to do? I gave these ladies some homework.
You did. And let me tell you something. This is dry.
Ghetto.
It wasn't.
Ghetto.
Okay, let me.
Get G
Let me
to the
scale
H
back.
to
Let's
the
talk about the
E.
video.
Let me
So
scale
the
back.
video
I was gonna
that I
say,
had them watch.
It was called victim mindset.
The greatest illusion
known to mankind.
See how they make me sick? This is that Virgo shit.
By Doran Gerber.
He's probably a Virgo.
Why you gotta?
Honestly,
He's
talking
great.
about metaphysics and stuff like that. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he probably is. I mean, he is an international speaker and a breakthrough coach. So yeah, probably.
Probably, 'cause
Similar
he likes
to like
to-
a life coach, but less hands-on. We'd be like, listen, I care about you, but from up here.
Okay.
Stop being a victim. So they did their homework, and
Did you do your homework?
I did my fucking research.
and
It was dry. It took a long time to watch it. Keep in mind, y'all, it's probably like 27 minutes, but
I
it
know.
was like half an hour.
It was like the longest
it was
27 minutes.
It was a smooth 28 minutes and like 42 seconds. And I
If
know
you find the video and Kamaya's right, that's crazy. But it was
a pain.
it was so basically in the video the guy was discussing what the victim mindset is.
and tiers of it and layers of it and how it connected to kind of like spirituality in a sense and talking about like law of attraction and talking about the metaphysics of it, and if you are someone that allows that to penetrate you mentally and
I'm so childish.
You know what?
mentally stimulate you. No, but yeah, that's what I had. That's the most that I have paid attention to it. I think that's the first 10 minutes in.
Okay.
And
sure.
so you got the last 10.
Well, I guess
That sounded good though, right?
Go ahead, man.
No,
Just
go
jump, 'cause I can't
on,
read
go
up off
on.
of that. I was just want to get y'all a little bit of Webster because you know.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, aside from that, the breakdown in the video,
Because that's just one dynamic of it.
yeah. So I do want us to understand what a victim mindset or the victim mentality is, and Kamaya, our scholar, will tell us.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean,
We need sound effects.
I watched the video and I was listening to Playboy, but something told me.
Something
work
told you.
Let me Google the victim mindset. So, what is a victim mindset or the victim mentality? An acquired personality trait in which a person tends to recognize or consider themselves a victim based off of the negative actions of others. And then they tend to behave as if this were the case in the face of contrary evidence of such circumstances.
So you mean, basically, in layman's, it's your fault, and even though it's evident that it's my fault, it's your fault.
It's all because of you.
And woe is me.
It is all.
And pity me and sympathize with me. I'm also going to be sure to tell everyone my side of the story to gain additional
And I'm
sympathy. Me, victim, here.
There it is. You know what? Couldn't have said it any better.
I'm like, is that
So
what
it's you. It's you.
It's you.
Just so you know.
It's you. It's you.
And focusing on the victim mentality, I do think that right now in this world, during these times, there's a whole lot of
I
victims.
reach for the glasses.
There's a whole lot of victims, but
She calling some people out.
but they're not really victims because,
It's not on this thing.
like they said, it's basically what you attract to yourself. Like
The law of
the
attraction.
the mindset that you have going into things. I can't even say it's on my card, but it says elaborate. But
Elaboration. No,
but
but it's true.
basically,
It's true.
just getting into, you know how like people be like, oh, Tamara, put me on to your job. That's why I'm broke. I can't even get a job. You won't even put me on.
You're supposed to be my homie and you not gonna send off my resume?
You don't have a sufficient resume.
So you my friend, why you just ain't tweak it up for me? You could have used a template of yours and filtered my information.
Because you're lying. And if I get you this job and you sit next to me asking me all
But you
the
see,
questions,
there it is right there. You go right there. Why are you taking away an opportunity from me? You second guessing me before I even get the job.
you need to take accountability.
But I am. I sat there and I gave you my resume. You should have turned it into the lady. See what kind of friend is that? You just want to be out here showing off in front of everybody.
That's not accountable.
You got the good job.
I did the work.
You got the money.
I do.
And seen.
I
Because Because that right there is the perfect display.
That is, and I have been in a situation where a friend was.
Come on, I felt that.
A friend was getting let go of.
I have been in that situation too. I've been the person saying that.
Let me be clear, 'cause I don't like saying I got you a job. I didn't get you anything. You got that job.
You got a job.
But what I did was forward along your resume or whatever. This was a friend. We worked for some time together, and then I had a few incidents with her manager, not my manager, because we worked on two different sides. And it came down to a personality thing and her taking things very personal. And then it really came down to a meeting of her being let go. And then it came down to a conversation later of, hey, why didn't you say anything on my behalf? Or like, you should have, you should have said something for me. Like, you should have told them, like, not to fire me.
How was I supposed to know you should have
fired? Me. And you know what? And I'm skipping a part. When it happened, what I said, my manager called me in the office because ultimately he was the manager's manager. Ultimately, he had the decision, and he said, I don't run that side. I can only go off of what 3 people are telling me versus you, and it's not looking favorable right now, so I'm, if this is what they want to decide, this is what I have to do. He called me in, and he was like, after all of that happened, he said, I feel really bad, and I'm sorry that I had to let your friend go. And I said, I understand where you're coming from because honestly, there's no, friends in the workplace when it comes to those instances.
Listen.
And she took it as me saying we're not friends, and I'm like, yo, there's a fine line between our work relationship and you knowing that we are real friends outside of work. I can't stop you from getting, you know what I'm saying? But so first it was fine, then it was not, then it turned to a big blowout. And honestly, I didn't address it. I was just like, yo, honestly, if you feel like this is how you want to be and you think that I'm the one that could have saved you and not changing your attitude or not doing any.
Listen.
Oh, okay.
I had a boyfriend and. No.
Sorry, that immediately.
This was back in my younger years, and like
she's 40. You are that auntie.
She was my younger years.
In my younger
back
years.
in my shoulder, back in my day, yo.
But it's because it's just like I had a spouse who. Like had a lot.
Enough this episode.
No, he had a lot given to him. Like his mother owned a house. All he had to do was give her a little bit of money on the side to live in a renovated basement apartment. And I mean, she wasn't talking Boston rent. I mean, she wasn't even talking Miami rent.
Children, like you're my child rent. Was that a smooth 500, 800?
A smooth 200.
All right, and that is our episode.
Wow. He felt
she's still ready.
He had a problem. He had a problem paying that. I helped him get a job at Google. He quit a month later because he did not like the man telling him what to do, and he felt like he was being held back. And it was like I was looking at him, and I was like, "Do you see the common denominator in any of these situations?" To this day, I'd be like, "What did you see? Like, you was really trying to build this something up." Like,
yeah, sometimes that happens. That's another aspect of the victim mindset too.
Sound like Captain Saber.
Yeah, I've seen Kamaya's cape. It be dangling on. It's not on today.
She don't got it on.
No, it's not. It's not on.
Oh,
today.
Normally it's there.
I've seen it before, but I can't listen. I can't say that. I got a little mini cape.
A mini cape.
It's not as long
as it used to be because you cut it off and gave half to me.
And that is the show.
Mine's in the closet. Yeah. I don't even throw mine on.
Miley only put
it's in the trunk because she be
like, listen, Miley put her cape on when she put them heels on. She's like, I know who I'm gonna save.
I'm gonna save somebody tonight.
Marley's cape is in the trunk, okay, because Marley has spare things, and if you've ever ridden with her, you don't need.
You ain't got a cape I got when you can borrow.
you don't need. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about? We got that in the back right here. You need a cooler? Hold on, I got
everything.
What you need? A flathead, a Phillip, a school? What you need? A wrench? Like,
I got.
You need something.
My Wednesday cape.
Okay.
I got everything you need.
She got a little, yeah. We all got little capes.
I think we all have been in the situation where we have been, the rescuer or the enabler, or, Captain Save Her. We've all been.
I was gonna say because an enabler, being an enabler, is definitely in some form. You may not be victim, but you are a victim because you're allowing yourself to keep in that same type of
Right.
cycle. Like, it's that complex. So when you feel like you have to rescue, you feel like you have to do like,
Let me tell you something.
and then be like, I'm always saving people.
Listen,
And now my life's the best.
Like,
I read
wait,
this.
sounds like reverse victim.
I read
Next question.
She said.
Since we know what the mindset is, what
Two
it looks
hands.
like, how we've all been a part of it, my question to you guys is, how do you think it's been embedded in the community to keep us from moving forward? And I'll start because
Yeah, good. Go on.
Because
no.
I think what we've been conditioned to believe is that we need to be rescued. I feel as though, stemming from slavery, we have that savior who always...
She be throwing the, I'm sorry, y'all. She said, I'm slavery.
You always
Okay.
want to talk about the
Because
past.
the past is still happening. Like, the past ain't even the past. It's still happening. It's the present. It's still fucking happening. But in the sense of community and how we are not moving forward, as a lot of people like to think, I think what has been conditioned is that we need to constantly be saved. Like, there's someone on the other side who's going to come and rescue us. And that, I think, that victim mentality has been consistent in our community, where it's
And
like,
generationally.
yeah,
gonna
it's
say.
like, if you can't buy a house, if you can't do certain things, then it's the white man's fault, or it's somebody's fault that you're not advancing. And that is where a lot of people don't take accountability.
I
don't want to bring up my problematic fave.
Here we
There
go.
you go.
No, it's okay. Never mind.
Thank you.
No.
Because what I was going to say
But
was,
you
Okay,
did
anyway.
say. Y'all were mad. Y'all were upset with Kanye.
I think Kanye's deliverance gets
Okay, it was
misconstrued
Because
a
Be
lot.
clear,
Kanye
it was the delivery.
because what he should have
But
said,
he also said Bush don't like black people.
but that was before he got with.
Kanye barely like black people.
Whoa.
Oh.
Is the record button still on? Please hold. Bitch, what?
Out there fake politicking. But
Yes,
anyways.
I do believe some of what Kanye West was
We
trying
don't
to
have to.
say.
We don't have to. I just want to.
I was gonna say what he was trying to say. I get, because I'm not saying it was right, because I still don't agree with his.
The delivery was.
I don't agree with a lot of
The
them,
delivery
so
was.
A lot of it.
I look at I look back and I think about like the woman who raised me and like my family members and the people I associate with. Period. Like, we made it a point to not let those stereotypes or let those factors from our ancestors hold us down. You get what I mean? And I feel like that's where a lot of the mishap has happened. A lot of our elders and ancestors found it very hard to just break that mentality or that mindset, because it's just like, you can wait on a handout all your life, but you won't be in your casket with your hand out. Like,
No, tokens go to the underworld.
And not to say, honestly, and not even to say that it's a matter of it's a matter of it's not real or it's not true.
it's a learning
It's very,
how to function with it around you.
I think systematically we know what's what.
What's
We know
existing.
we know
Right,
the
yeah.
barriers and the things that have kept us from moving forward.
And it's really so what are you going to do about it? And I think that black people a lot of the time get into these spaces with each other, because it's like you have free thinkers, proactive thinkers that are like, listen, I know my history. I see that it is going to be difficult to do certain things, but I also see that there are pioneers of my skin tone doing this. So, and if I truly believe in myself and I have a vision and I have a dream, I'm going to be able to do it. Because to sit here and be like, oh, I understand, like, I think victim mindset also, and I don't think he spoke about this in the video, and I don't know if it's on our cards, but I think victim mindset sometimes falls into a category of like well, it doesn't fall into a category, but it's almost like borderline depression.
No, I can see it.
And I mean, it is depression.
Because you
in
have
a
those
sense.
people, there's demographic depression. Where
Yeah.
demographics in your
It's
community.
seasonal depression.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you could be like, oh, this is the time of year where I'm doing great, you know, this is, and nobody can bother me or whatever like that. But when this time comes around, you know, it's
I
these
have a
people,
theory.
whatever.
I have a theory. Ignorant philosophy. Pay attention to how everyone's happier during the first few months of the year.
Yeah, because
Something that not all of us, a percentage of us lack is given back to us during tax time. And
I thought you meant like New Year's. Or something.
no, I'm talking
about
about
tax time.
tax time. Think
Everybody
about
happy during tax time if you get your taxes back.
yeah, a lot of our, but that's the thing, we get our taxes back, and I call it accountability versus responsibility. You get that tax money back, you buy you a Louis bag, you buy you a couch, probably give your daughter some new sneakers and stuff like that. But you don't invest that money or save it.
Flip it.
You don't flip it. You don't. You don't do.
America, don't do that. We don't.
She's talking about bricks to build a house.
Foundational things.
Yes.
Because bricklayers.
Now, so that's what
plumbers
I'm doing with my tax money.
and trade.
That's what I'm doing with my tax money, and I have my good friend Tam, who is beating me down, telling me put that in a savings account, buy a CDO account, invest in something, put that money towards your daughter's tuition.
This one?
This one. Don't splurge. Don't spend all your money on foolishness.
I tell you
and
to pay yourself first because that's tithes and offerings.
Okay, I'm just using.
Okay, because you're the temple.
I'm just using you as a stereotype. I'm using you as a.
No, I know.
As an example. As an
How you call a
example.
stereotype?
No, she meant that as a stereotype because that is.
Think about it. The three friend dynamic.
But
right?
look,
So that's
but
you,
I'm Cape woman, you're victim or whatever.
and then you have the one who's like, well, I know what to do with my money, but I'm not going to tell you how to use yours. Now here
I might
comes.
not even tell me how to use.
Because sometimes I'm over there, sometimes I'm over here.
And then here comes May and June, and I'm like, shit, I don't got no money for this. They about to cut off my light. I don't got no gas money. And I'm like, I'm texting the group chat like, well, damn. And then you have the person with the cape. No, before the person with the cape comes, we got Marley. Well, shit, you could have put that in a savings account. I don't know what to tell you, homie.
Did you invest in the stock that I told you about that was booming last time?
And then here come the cape. Well, you know what? I got a little bit saved. I can help you pay your light bill.
But I need it back.
Well, that's the thing.
No,
You're going to
sir.
give me a date, and it's not going to get seen.
I don't.
But that's how
I don't. That's my cape because I don't know.
But you see how it affects us. You get what I mean? Because I feel like we weren't like a lot of other generations. Like, we always have one or two aunts who are telling you what you need to do with your money, how to do it, but it's not embedded in our community like the other communities we see. That's how, and I feel like that's where it's like what you're saying, you know, the systematic hold down is just,
Right.
that's it.
But then you also have to think about the people who are coming to terms with knowing how to break out of that mindset.
Us.
Anyway, which is mostly us. And it's like, yeah, I understand, you know, you may not have gotten a huge tax cut, but sis, you could have just invested in some Apple stock and you would have been buying 2 Louis bags right now.
You know they have a 2-for-1 coming?
Ooh, do they? Because I bought some, but I didn't buy enough, so I gotta buy some.
Tidbit, Apple, I think it's in September. I honestly think it's this Friday. For the price of 1, you can get 3 shares.
Nice. I'm on it. Get on it.
The only reason why I'm not talking is because honestly, I'm one of those people that opens an account, drops money in it, continues to drop money in it, and never looks. I just assume it's growing.
You and my friend Doreen are the same way.
Because when I go check it, I'll be like, ooh.
Okay. Little Dan.
Because, you know, I'm good for being like, okay, I'm broke in this account, but hold on.
Yo, I forgot I had an account on it. And I was like, oh.
Hold on.
Can I tell you something? I forget. I'm going to tell you something. I'm really good at saving and putting away money and not looking at it. More so cash than an account.
If I can't see it, then I can't spend it.
That's me.
I'm good with cash.
But I'm that person where
I just got like this. Yeah, I just got like
it
this.
took a long time for
when
anyone.
I became an adult.
For anyone who thinks
Yes,
this
ma'am.
shit is easy, it ain't
I
easy.
switch that shit off and on. I grew up with a whole regional manager, banker, aunt. My mother is an accountant. It's just
Happens that way.
been getting financially slapped, which is why I can be frivolous and frugal at the same time.
I feel like
That's definitely a thing.
that's gonna be our. That's gonna be.
We're gonna-
That's gonna be our comedy episode. Frivolous and frugal.
At the same
At the
damn
same
time.
time.
Okay, so ladies, the words that y'all didn't want to hear.
No.
What are your thoughts
What?
on responsibility
Ooh.
First of all, okay,
versus accountability?
first of all, I said accountability in the first like
I
5-10
said
minutes. You know what I'm
responsibility.
saying?
Okay, so
I was
what your
saying.
thoughts?
I have no thoughts about it. Like, what you? Your thoughts?
I mean,
No,
when you're
I-
talking about when you talking about a victim, you know, like, would you want them to be accountable for feeling bad?
So I feel like
No,
when we
sir.
talk about
No,
the
sir.
dynamics of the victim and the other victim that's like the cape wearer or the one that's the enabler, I think about that dynamic when I split responsibility and accountability up. But I do think each person holds a responsibility to themselves, and each person holds a level of accountability for themselves. Like, here are my responsibilities. Responsibilities, in my opinion, are the things that you know that you need to do to better yourself or to better, you know, society around you. Like your moral code. Like, you have a responsibility to do the right thing or the thing that you feel is right. Because really, if you really want to get into it, there is no right and wrong when it comes to, you know, how you feel like you got to deal with something.
Okay.
And then accountability is really like, okay, cool, I had those responsibilities, but did I actually do those responsibilities? And did I, when I was doing those responsibilities, did I take, you know, like ownership? Because that is accountability, I think.
Yes.
Oh, you know, ownership. And it's like, okay, did I take ownership of doing that, doing my part? Did I take ownership of how it might have made someone else feel? And like, did I get carried away with that? You know, like all levels of accountability when I think of my thoughts on the two.
I can, like, I agree with that. Like, similar to what Sam's saying. I think, especially those people who are recovering from the victim mindset or those people who have the victim mindset.
Yeah.
You know, you can't call yourself being responsible or taking responsibility for your actions if you can't take accountability of what caused you to be in a situation. You know what I mean? Like
it's literally.
And we gotta let go of the past in the same sense, because
and that right there
at
is
the
a
same time
responsibility.
it's like, okay, no one taught you. What are you doing?
It's like, yes, that happened in your past, but you're responsible for your future.
And we have
Right.
a lot of access to things, and I don't mean that in the sense of like just technology. I mean like the world as a whole is an advancement. So I personally feel like for like community wise, for you to be in a space of, you know, not trying to better yourself or not feeling like you can get out of that, I think, you know, we do have to collectively do better in offering support or showing support, because there really are, and it's like, it's that enabling thing, but it's not. It's like, if I'm presenting the tools, cool, but I'm not going to come and hold your hand and be like, come with me, you know what I'm saying? Because, again, responsibility, you're responsible for yourself. If you don't feel like this is what you got to do, if this is not your responsibility to society, then community-wise, it's not going to matter. But I think if we have enough people that are willing to be responsible and accountable, I think we can definitely make an impact on our community.
And it's like, I love it because I was around a group of people this weekend and we're all in the same age range, you know. And their spouses. You know, we're all in the same age range. All of us, you know, all of us have a level of, I call status. We all have our own status in our age group. But I was looking up to one of the people on our trip because they are very successful in their field. They're younger than me. They're a few years younger than me. But I mean, level of success close to 6 figures, like 1,000 away from 6 figure, you know, salary. And I was just sitting here like, well, damn, what am I doing wrong? They use their resources, and I don't mean internet, and they went out there and they networked. You know what I mean? They talked to people. They figured out what was done wrong in the past, and what can be done differently if they were to jump into that role. And that's something I can be honest and say that when it comes to my career, I don't do that. I'm just like, I want to be quiet.
Because that's a different feeling, because that's responsibility. Like, I feel like I've been able to
I took all the accountability this weekend. Like, I can't be mad at
accountability,
myself.
but I feel like a person like that takes on the responsibility where it's like, well, somebody has to be the change you want to see. Somebody has to start to begin these initiatives. Somebody has to show you, just like the people that have shown us clearly that we look up to, you know what I'm saying? Like, and not just monetarily,
but
like, you know,
emotionally, physically, mentally.
So,
like, I just had a baby this year. And I talked to a lot of women who've had children, and they're like, I want to look a certain way, I want to feel a certain way. But you know, one we look on social media and we let society tell us what we should look at. So that right there is not being accountable for how you feel. You're letting society tell you how you need to feel. You know what I mean? And two, maybe you want to feel like what you see out there on social media, but you're not getting up to do the work. You're just scrolling.
I'm falling victim to, like, basically shaming myself. You know, I'm falling victim to being willing to be like, not wanting to do the work.
Right. And it's just like,
or you're just wishfully thinking. Like, you know,
that's
different, because I know a lot of people who be like, oh, I want that body by next summer. It's, you know, maybe it's the end of the summer now. And if you have no intentions of going to the gym, of putting in any type of work, don't even speak it.
But that's the responsibility. If you want that,
to openly attack me.
But that right there is also taking responsibility. If you want your body to look a certain way, there's so many things you can do. You can diet, you can exercise.
That's what it
You
gets.
can do it at home, you can do it in the park, you can do it at the gym. There's many places, and they're free.
And it's like you said, but it's just like what Tam said, you know. The mindset, it's not only something monetary, it's your physical feat. You know what I mean? If I see my friend working out and I can see the results to her workouts, and I'm like, damn it, I want to look like you. But every time you call me to ask me to get up to go run with you, I'm like,
I'm gonna be real honest with you, I'm tired as hell.
I just got off work.
And it's just like,
I'm about to have this glass of wine.
But every time you see her, you're like, I wish I looked like you.
I was just like,
you gotta push me harder.
I gotta push you. No,
there it is, the victim. And
I think for my take on responsibility versus accountability.
Just making sure Jim ain't on here no more. Since you handed out homework, I just wanted to be clear.
I haven't been to the gym in a while, so that ain't for me. But I think
I had a trainer
my take on responsibility versus accountability. I can help you, but I can't make you do the work. You know how they say you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink? Sure. The thing with that is, while I can, you know, present the things to you, I can help you, I can hold you accountable to a sense. It's not my responsibility to do so.
It's yours.
It's not up to me. I'm not the one who's going to put in the work, because I already did what I had to do. That's why you're asking me.
And Marley can tell you, she's going to hold you accountable. But her words can fall on deaf ears if you don't hold yourself accountable.
Oh. Because I could be like, sis, you know, that job pay you 6 figures. And then, you know, I got to study. I got to put in work. I got to do that.
So what you mean to tell me is I gotta sit for 6 months in a trade class for a license?
One mini tidbit. This is like a tiny spectrum of victim mindset. Victim mindset also occurs in relationships, right? Because you.
I don't even know if I should stick around. Why are you leaving?
Because you get to a place.
What car do you read?
She's not on any of the cars. Like,
this is the takeover. No, you get to a place where you allow somebody.
I was celebrating an anniversary. Was you?
We went on a couple's vacation.
You allow somebody to dictate how you're supposed to feel, and you blame them for that. When you are able-bodied. It's two able bodies in a relationship. And that's gone. That's why I'm speaking. You know.
What she drink? I don't want it.
And I feel like but I really feel like, or you know, you energies, law of attraction, spirituality, we're gonna get into that too. But you get to a place, a lot of people get in relationships where they feel like the other person's supposed to fill them. They don't come in whole, they don't come in like, and you come in as a victim expecting to be taken care of, waited on, hand and foot. You come in with your,
you want that person to love you so much that you don't gotta worry about loving yourself.
You don't
That don't work.
you don't take the responsibility to do your inner work, and you don't take accountability for you being the person that should always make you happy.
Yes.
So that part.
I had a quick tidbit.
I'm witnessing it, and it hurts my feelings. I'm witnessing a friend be a victim.
Oh, ma'am.
We're gonna be longer.
What I had seen a status. I had seen a status, and it kind of bothered me because we're so used to like depending on other people to make us feel.
Codependency is a gross.
We're so
sickness.
used to like other things contributing to us.
What feeds us?
That we can't even be alone.
And you know what status you put up?
Crazy.
You put up a status on Facebook. It was a picture, and you were like, and I guess the person was those people who find it weird when people go out to eat by themselves.
Yeah.
And I felt so happy seeing the list of women who were under there like that's what I do. That's what I do, and I'm like, that's the best date.
It really is. Myself out. What do you mean?
I went on a date by myself a few weeks ago, like when I came back from my birthday trip, and it was a beautiful day. I just randomly picked a restaurant, and I sat down, read my book, and these two older ladies, they were like, "You're here by yourself with your boyfriend?" I'm like, "Here at home." I don't need him here. I wanted to come try this food. He may not have liked it. I came to try it though, and I had a great old time. I took my time.
I came to pour into me.
I bought myself flowers that day. It was great.
And when I tell you, it's the best feeling in the world. Like, I will get up, I will get dressed, I will put this highlight on, these lips, mascara, moisturize the curls, and take myself out. And it feels good because it's like, when I looked in the mirror that day, this wasn't for no boyfriend, no friend.
It's for you.
This was for me. And it's just like...
And I think that is one of the major things when we're talking about the victim mindset. We are so used to being codependent that it comes down to, oh my God, why didn't you help me?
Yeah.
Why do I have to help you?
Or feeling the need collectively for help. Feeling like you always need to rely. And there's nothing wrong, like, be clear, there's nothing wrong with having a village. Because it's collectively, the same way that we're broken apart, it's going to collectively take us all to come together and do things.
Yeah.
But you
and
have
the
to
village is supposed to be able, the purpose of the village is to help you see your accountability.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like, but we can't do this if you don't even want to see it.
Right.
Or feel like you know you're in a cycle and you don't want to get out of it.
Right.
And that concludes.
Well, I think the goal is to decipher what the victim mindset even is and to come to terms with it, that we as a race and a community, we've just been accustomed to it, right?
Yeah.
But we also have to figure out how to accept those who do not exemplify that.
Mm-hmm.
And not shun them for it, because we have liberated people, we have free-minded people who are willing to step outside the box and be like, well, I'm going to make this shit happen one way or another.
My friend yells that on his podcast and I be crying.
And
y'all know the emoji.
That's one of my faves.
My nails are I need them to be like out here so I can feel like
that's the beginning of the summer thing. We go back to work, kids. But no, this wraps up. Well, before we wrap up,
I'm about to say wrap it up then.
Before we wrap up,
wrap it up.
There are many things that we can do to step out of the victim mindset.
For sure.
Because the next step, once you elevate, once you've done your work, your inner work, and once you've graduated, you become a victor, and that means someone who just constantly conquers the shit the obstacles. And I say obstacles because not all of them are obstacles. You tackle all the obstacles that are put in your way, and who gonna stop you?
Call it a puzzle. Break the puzzle.
And this is filling the wine glass. Did you hear that knowledge?
Come on.
Out of the mouth of babes. Okay. Because she the baby.
We're all old asses now.
And this wraps up our episode, okay? So, for that, Be sure to follow us on social media. Where can they find us, guys?
At www.talkswithwine.com or
They can find us
on Instagram,
and on Facebook.
or you can listen to us on Spotify,
Apple.
all Talks with Wine.
Talks with Wine, okay? And if you follow the hashtag Talks with Wine Boston, you can keep updated on all our events.
With
If
the
you
latest and greatest.
If you can't find time to go to the website, so we are all
We're here.
all on you.
All
in your
in your ear.
network, okay?
Yeah.
Here come the brand new flavor in your ear.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for another
Good night.
episode.
And great
Have
fight.
a good night.
I'm up
Good night.
That was some really good wine. That was deep.
That was a really good.